Good morning and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking on an important topic called diabetes. Now, what's diabetes? Diabetes is a chronic metabolic disorder or disease that is characterized by abnormally raised blood sugar level. What this means is that the normal body, the food that we take in, whether carbohydrate, protein, any of the food, is broken down into what is called glucose, what a layman might refer to as the sugar. Okay. So when we say sugar, we're not talking about your normal cubes of sugar. But this glucose is referred to as sugar because it's the end product of your food that you eat. And then there is an organ in the body called the pancreas. Just as you have the heart, the liver, we have an organ called the pancreas. The pancreas will now produce what we call beta cells that will help to um, also further activate insulin in your body. What this insulin does is that the insulin is like the key that will go and open up your cells so that this glucose can actually go into your cells. That is to say, the glucose, which you call your sugar, they are not supposed to be found floating about in your bloodstream. They are supposed to go into the cells of your body and then carry out the normal functions. When this glucose gets into your cells, that is when you begin to have your energy. That is when you have fat storage. The person begins to grow, add weight. Then it also allows, just as I said before, the glucose to come into your body. So when these things are not there, you will just see the glucose roaming about in your bloodstream. And when this happens, it's as good as the glucose not being properly used up by your body. This is what would now result to the symptoms that a diabetic patient will have. One, weakness. Because this glucose does not go into the cell to produce energy, the person becomes weak. Then we have frequent taste. The person always wants to drink water. If you understand the mechanism of salt and sugar, you know that they are good at dragging water or fluid to themselves. So because this glucose or sugar is still floating around in your blood, there is actually need for you to drink more water. There's this sensation of thirst. And then the kidneys will find it difficult to carry out the normal proper functions because this glucose is not supposed to be found in your bloodstream. They will be overworked, and then there will be this urge to always go to the bathroom to urinate. Okay, so these are the things that happen. When it becomes severe, you see the person going into what we call hypoglycemic shock because there is no energy, there is no enough, ATP to run the body as it's supposed to be. Now, what are the various types of diabetes? We have about four types. Type 1, it was formerly called juvenile diabetes, but it was later found out that this does not happen only in children because the meaning of juvenile means children or people that are very little. It was later found out that this thing does not happen only in children. So the name had to be changed to insulin dependent diabetes or type 1 diabetes. What this means that people with this type of diabetes, they lack insulin. There is a deficiency in insulin. They might have it, but it will be very little, or they might not even have it at all. And when it happens in children, it is usually sudden. Sometimes it could even be inherited because it is usually autoimmune. That is, it just happens. Okay, there is autoimmune breakdown of beta cells that are in the pancreas that are supposed to activate this insulin and then take the glucose into your cells for them to function. So in this type of diabetes, the person will have to require insulin shots. They will have to be on insulin, regular insulin shots, so that this insulin can carry out their normal function in the body. Because the insulin plays a very critical role, that if there's a deficiency or if there's even a lack of it, a lot of disorders or a lot of problem can happen to other associating organs, even your liver and your kidneys. Okay, so another type that we have is type 2 diabetes. This is also called insulin resistant diabetes. This is the second type of diabetes. This usually happens in adults. It is the most common type of diabetes. What this means that even if the person is producing insulin in the body, the cells are resistant to this insulin sensitivity. That is, the cells do not recognize this insulin. Therefore, the insulin cannot go and open up the cells so that the glucose can enter into them and carry out their functions. So, this type of people will have to take drugs that will have to help to what? Sensitize this insulin to the body, make the insulin sensitive, the body to be sensitive to this insulin, so there will be proper carrying out of glucose being removed from the bloodstream into the cells. So, what do these people that are having type 2 diabetes, what actually predispose them to it? Number one is their lifestyle, the kind of things they eat, activities that they do, sedentary lifestyle. There is no enough movement. They are always in one place, maybe nature of their job or nature of lack of jobs, but they are always seated. They don't move about, they don't exercise. And they will also have family history, because this is where hereditary comes into play. When there's a family history of people with diabetes, there are people at risk of type 2 diabetes. Another type of diabetes that we have is the gestational diabetes. This happens during pregnancy. That is to say, before pregnancy, the person was not diabetic at all. But along the line, during the course of the second or the third trimester, which is within the last 6 months or the last 3 months of pregnancy, the person began to manifest signs and symptoms of a diabetic patient. Why does this come about? This comes about because in pregnancy, there are hormones too that are produced that helps to maintain pregnancy. These hormones have a way of fighting or antagonizing the insulin being produced in the body. So when this happens, the body becomes resistant to the insulin being produced. So some people are lucky, after giving birth, it can reverse. They become non-diabetic. But some people, they just head straight into the type 2 diabetes for life. Okay, so that's a gestational diabetes. Now, these people that having the gestational diabetes, they have to monitor their blood pressure alongside their blood sugar level, because here they will be at risk of eclampsia, preeclampsia. The baby born might be very, very big. That's what we call macrosomal babies. So they are at risk of all this. They are at risk of cardiovascular problems. So when women are diagnosed with gestational diabetes, it is already considered a risk pregnancy. So they have to be cared for under special conditions. Okay? So that is it. If the pregnancy is not so threatened or the life of the mother is not too threatened, she can go on with the pregnancy. But if any of them is being threatened, that pregnancy will have to be terminated so as to save the life of the mother. Another type of diabetes that we have are the drug-induced diabetes. This can just happen due to intake of some certain drugs which now lead to insulin resistance. We also have other disorders that can lead to the person having diabetes. So now what do you do to prevent diabetes? Number one thing is that we have to understand that there are stages that leads you into being diabetic. People should note that it is not just you taking care of yourself when you are already diabetic, but you can actually prevent this from happening. How? There are different stages of diabetes. We have the normal, that is the normal sugar level. We have the pre-diabetic stage, and we have the diabetic stage. The normal is that the person fasting blood sugar level is below 5.6. Okay, from 4.5 to 5.6 is considered okay. Okay, millimole, that is for the fasting. But when this person fasting blood sugar level continues to be around 5.6 to 6.9 millimole, the person is considered to be pre-diabetic. Now, what does this person have to do? This is where you have to start controlling what you eat. You have to start modifying your lifestyle. You have to start exercising. If you were taking food before that are always junks, that are always containing sugary things, sodas and all that, this is the time to cut down on them or even stop them totally. If you were smoking, this is the pre-diabetic time that you have to stop them. If you were drinking, this is the time to stop them. You should not indulge more on foods that contains fiber. Your vegetables should be your best friend as a pre-diabetic or a diabetic patient. Oatmeal should be your best friend. Your legumes, your beans should be your best friends. We are not saying you should totally stop taking carbohydrate because majority of our foods in Africa, especially Nigeria, are usually carbohydrates. But when you are taking it, it should be in a limited portions. When you are taking your garri, for example, with your vegetables, let the vegetable and the fish be more. The garri should be in little portions. And when you are eating, make sure that you try as much as possible to eat your dinner before 6 p.m. This also have a way of regulating your blood sugar level. Cut down on your stress level. Stress produces what we call cortisol, and cortisol have a way of triggering your blood sugar level, thereby making you insulin resistant. So you have to reduce your level of stress. Try and rest properly. Sleep for the adequate hours you're supposed to sleep in a day. Okay? Go to the hospital for your regular checkup. In as much as you are checking your fasting, your random blood sugar, there are other tests that you have to do to totally rule out you being diabetic. Because the diabetic figure, when someone is already said to be diabetic, is when you have a figure of more than 7.0 millimole fat for the fasting. For the random blood sugar, it is now more than 11 millimole. What this means that it's not like when you just check it for the first time, you just say you're diabetic. There are the number of times you have to check to say, okay, this is like a conclusion that this person is diabetic or pre-diabetic. So the main thing is to tackle this thing at the pre-diabetic stage. If you're able to tackle it, it can be reversed at that stage. So it doesn't just get into the diabetic stage fully. Because when it gets to that stage, you now have to rely on the pharmacological therapy, which is usually drugs, okay, your insulins, your metformin, depending on the types that you have, okay. So on our next video, we'll be talking about eye conditions that can arise from someone being diabetic. So watch out for our next video and make sure you check that blood sugar level today. Thank you and God bless.